What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nia J, and if you are here to stay, make sure you give this video a like, comment, and make sure you subscribe. And if you're here to go, like it anyway, because God brought you here for a reason. But the word that I'm going to be giving y'all today, and I really don't want to say word, because I'm so sick of, like, prophetic words, like, honestly. I'm going to tell y'all a story real quick. So, this is called Forgetting Your Trauma, right? I have this burn on my arm. If I could show you right here, it's like darker than the rest of my arm, if you can see that. And as a child, I always remembered my trauma. There was never a time where I didn't care if I was 2, 3, 4, 5, however young I was, I always remembered my trauma. So I was writing in my journal, God was giving me a different prophetic word, and I looked down at my arm and I had to think, and I was like, what is that? I literally had to sit there for a good 2 minutes and ask myself, what is that? And I remembered the story of when I was young. I was about 3, maybe 4, and there was this heater that was on in my mom's living room, and I basically hit my arm up against it, and it caused a 3rd degree, 2nd degree burn or something like that. So that's why there's a bruise, or not a bruise, a scar. And so what surprised me was the fact that, like I said, I was that child that always remember her trauma. Literally, I held on to different traumas because I thought that they made my personality, what have you. But then God gave me a word, and as you see right here, it's not even my handwriting at that. My handwriting looks like this. So he started talking. And so I'm going to read to you what he said. The Lord said, I am removing the stain. I am making you forget about your past trauma and despair. You will no longer operate from a place of fear and childhood wounds and trauma. I will wipe your boo-boos clean. I am your Band-Aid. I am your ointment. This is your new beginning. The time is now. Let's start. This is the day that I have made, so rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that I have made. I am going in and rewriting all of your memories. I am rewriting your story. It's hard for me to read it because, look, this was the Lord speaking. I have no idea, I'm trying to read it. Through this, I am causing a ripple in time, and everything you've been praying for, you will receive. You are in the proper position. Stay in position. Redeeming the time. Redeeming the time. It is time. This is the word of the Lord. Yeah, I'm so sorry I butchered that. But basically, he said, I am redeeming the time. You are in the proper position. Stay in position. Stay in position. Y'all, honestly, and it's during this time right now specifically, the little one is mad. He's mad because you've become more obedient to Christ. You've given God your yes. You've moved out the way. You stopped arguing and thinking that you know better or more than what the Father knows for you. And you've submitted to the Father, right? Because I am in the right position and because I'm in the proper standing, the enemy is so mad. Even before recording this video right here, I was never the girl that had to have makeup on to feel beautiful. I was never that girl. I recently learned how to beat my face over the summer of last year. And ever since, it's like I have this idea or mentality now as if I'm ugly without it, right? Before recording this video, God said, I don't want you to put makeup on. You're gonna record the video without makeup. And I said, okay. And I was like, and honestly, it took me a second. It took me a few seconds to be like, okay, Lord, I had just gotten ready. I made a whole plan to do my makeup, and that's what God is saying. He is coming in and interrupting our plans, your plans, because he wants to put you in position for the blessing. You've been praying, you've been petitioning, and you're like, God, when am I going to run into it? When is my blessing going to just slap me and hit me in my face? And God is like, well, first of all, I need you to forget everything that you thought you knew. I need you to let me remove the trauma, remove the memories. I'm causing you to forget all of it. He said, this is the day I've made. This is new. You ain't never seen nothing like this before. You don't even know what's about to happen. But you need to surrender. And the way that it happened for me, you're not even going to remember not being able to remember the trauma. I kid y'all not. I literally, I'm going to say it one more time. I was the girl that could name my trauma back to 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 back, because I didn't know life without my trauma, because it's no longer my trauma. It's gone. Yo, this is a scar that I have on my skin that's been here in my 21 years of life that I literally forgot about. I literally had to sit there on my bed and be like, what is that? Like what is this? I didn't know what it was, y'all. I that still blows my mind. Like, that's wild to me. But God is redeeming the time. The time is now. You are in the proper standing. You are where God wants you to be. God, the time is now. That's all I really can say. The time is now. The time is now. All the time and all the opportunities that your trauma and that Satan and I'm gonna stop saying his name, that the little one took and manipulated and tried to stop you from getting there, because Satan can't stop you, but he can slow you down. God is going to redeem all of it. He's like, okay, I'm about to catapult you now. And because of submission and because you submitted, obedience is better than sacrifice, baby. You about to surpass all of them. This was so deep to me, and I really genuinely thought that my trauma made up who I was, so much so that when I was a child, I prayed to God, and even my therapist, when I would go see therapists, and I'd be like, I just wish I could remember, because even when I was a child, like if you look up in psychology, when you go through different things and if they're too traumatic, your brain will literally cause you to not remember. And so I would literally tell my therapist, like, I just wish I could remember. I wanted to go to hypnotherapy so that I could remember what happened to me, because I thought the answer was in the trauma. I thought the answer was in remembering what happened. So maybe I understand why I am the way that I am. But God is saying there's a reason why I didn't want you to remember, because I didn't want you to equivalate your trauma with who you are and validate. I didn't want your trauma to validate who you, like, you know, the toxic parts and aspects of you. God is literally like me wanting to remember, thinking that was the answer, was literally not God. That's the opposite of what God wanted. God literally wanted me to forget about it, because it's not about the trauma. Because who God sets free is free indeed. And God renews our minds. He doesn't want you to go back and remember what happened to you. So I don't know who I'm talking to, but anybody who feels like you have to go back and remember what happened to you so you can get answers to why you are how you are, God can make you new. You new. Your identity is not made up of or not validated by the trauma you went through. There's no such thing as, I just want to know why I am the way that I am. No, because then what? That is you trying to validate why you're toxic, why you're depressed, why you're anxious, why you can't sleep, why you feel like there's always something watching you, why you're so paranoid. That's you trying to validate that. Your trauma and toxic isms about you don't need validation. They need to be removed so God can change you, fix you, because you've gotten so accustomed to this way of living that you think that that's just how you are, and it's not. God is redeeming the time. That before he can redeem the time and bring you into the new, you have to get rid of the old. And how do you get rid of the old unless you forget what the old was? You're literally about to forget everything that happened to you. You're about to forget all the trauma, all the tears, all the pain. God says, stop looking for why it happened, why you turned out how you are, why you feel how you feel about certain things in the past, and start looking toward when God is going to make you forget, and how your life is going to be different when he fixes and changes and works in you. That is what you should be looking for. This word is rich. I don't know who it's for, but you need to catch it. God is saying, I am your Band-Aid. I am your ointment. I am your Neosporin. I am the helper. I am the solution to that problem. I am the fixer. Y'all, I got coconut oil in my eye. I don't know why it irritates my eye so much. I am the solution to your problem. I am the fixer, the fixer-upper. So let me do what I'm supposed to do. Stop looking for answers your way. You done had all the Lexapro. You done had all the medicine, all the antidepressant. You done had it all. Let God fix you. I hope that this word hits somebody. I pray that it touched you. I pray that it reaches who it's meant for. Let God do it. That's the end of today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Make sure you give this video a like, comment, make sure you subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, comment down below if you have any questions. I will answer your questions. My social media will be down below as well. I'm also a mentor. It's for women's ministry. All women even trans. I have one of my mentees was in the process of transitioning into a man, but she's still a woman. Her organs are still woman, so she's welcome too. It's not discriminatory, so don't feel like you have to push yourself away. We do Bible study, we do corporate fast, I give you guys homework, we play games, we go on trips. It's all of that. So if you're interested in that, go to ybwbok.com. And I'm just really excited, y'all. This word. Once you go to the website, you're going to scroll down to mentorship. I also have one-on-one sessions you can have with me, but you're going to scroll down to mentorship. You're going to click on mentorship, and it's going to ask you to become a member and sign up. Once you sign up, I'm going to accept your request, and once I accept it, it's going to send you an email saying, hey, I accepted your request. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go back and you're going to select whether or not you want to be a mentee for 6 months or for a year. It's $25 a week if you want to be for 6 months, and it's $47 a week if you want to be a mentee for a year. And it's going to ask you to select a date. Don't worry about that date. It's a general date. It has nothing to do with, just select a date, okay? It doesn't matter. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope and I pray to see a lot of y'all faces in my new mentorship. It's a family. I can't wait for the family to grow. I can't wait to see what God is doing in this new year, and what God is doing in you, what God is doing in me, what God is doing in our lives, in our marriages, in our families. I cannot wait to see. Educate so that we don't generate more lost generations. I love you guys, and God loves y'all so much more. Peace.